I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. How are you doing, friends? Fantastic Monday. Hope you are. I'm having a Mega Monday. So that's what we're doing today. Mega Monday. Oh, I think it's looping the same song. It's not really supposed to be doing that. Hang on a sec. Oh, perfect. We'll put a freaking Mega Man soundtrack. Perfect. Perfect way to begin, isn't it? Right up again, I'm just trying to. Trying to take care of something important here. That's right. Alright, so we're gonna just turn that off. Let's go to here. Let me unmute my TV and let's turn on the Elgato. So, I need to really briefly note that Mega Man is probably my favorite overall franchise in gaming. I always grew up playing Mega Man games and I always adored them. And it made the, it kind of made, like, my early 20s really suck because there weren't any new Mega Man games. There was this huge swath of empty in that period. And I was also never a fan of what they did with Mega Man 9 and 10, where they took away the Charge Buster. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna leave it on Rockman just because I like having the Japanese and stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's all written in English anyway. Actually, that reminds me of the one thing that I like that they do in Japanese games is that if it's a sequel game, it always has a title. It always has a title. Right? Like, for us, it's like Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. But you can see underneath, there's like a title, right? In Japanese writing. And I believe this one is. I want to look up what these titles actually are, because I've actually never looked it up. And I think that's like now, yep, that should not be there. Nope. And I'll turn that one off too, just in case. So let's go with Mega Man 2. Of course, it doesn't actually tell me. Rockman 2. Okay, so in Japanese, it is Dr. Wily no Nazo, which is the mystery, the secret of Dr. Wily, which is complete bullshit, by the way, as you find out in the end. There's nothing really said about him. I'm sorry. Oh god, I got that on my arm. That's gross. Okay, now let me fix this. Let's go here. Let's go here. Number 3 was Dr. Wily no Sego, which means the end of Dr. Wily. Because it is implied that at the end of it, Dr. Wily dies. But he actually doesn't. Don't you worry. Ratanaru Yaboy Yabao. Aratanaru Yabao, which means a new evil ambition. And I believe this one's going to be about Blues. Blues no wanna? Blues is trap. And then 6 is the greatest battle of all time. Shijo Sairai no Tatakai. Which is always just a fun thing from like Japanese games in general, that they do that with everything. And so you kind of, I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Actually, you know what? Alright, fine. I'll go back. So we're just going to get right into it and play the very first Mega Man. I have not played this in a long time. I'm going to be really shitty at this. Because the first one I was never good at. I didn't start Mega Man until 2, which is when a lot of people first played Mega Man. They didn't play the original, they played 2 or 3. 2... I don't know if 2 was my first one or if it was 3, but I remember 3 was the first one I owned. And I had, like, huge mastery of that game. And being a old game, in the original days, in like the first days of retro gaming, on the Super Nintendo, or on the Nintendo, sorry, they were very rigid about controls. So there wasn't a thing where, like, say, you can press A to start a stage. No, you had to press start. Also, because this was like right at the end of the arcade era, it has a score system. Score doesn't matter in this game. It's just there for people who like grew up with the arcade, with like who were into the arcades at the time and like were used to like, oh hey, here's a score. One thing I also do appreciate is that a lot of design choices they make in the first thing, they don't keep later on. Like, the score doesn't stay, those red bubble thing, those red things that I collect, they don't stay. And the appearance for life and energy capsules also changes. I mean, I know I can go, but I'm like, no, I want to kill this guy. Like, you can see that's how they look. That's a life up one. They changed them to, like, have a completely different look in the second game, and that pretty much stays consistent for the franchise. Or at the very least for the NES games. Dare you. Who said you could touch me? I'll kill you. Oh god. Oh god. Get away from me. Get away from me. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Okay. Whew. I killed it. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I thought it was going to be another one. Okay. This was another thing they did in the very first game. So you get to the shutter. Oh, that was the one for weapon energy, by the way. So you get to the shutter and you think, okay, well, time to go fight the boss. No, there was like a little an extra challenge room in the shutter doors that you have to get through. Fucking get away from me, dude. I died. It will take me a bit to get back into this. I got. And this is why they like these things sucked. And they eventually like they don't keep them after this game, and it's smart of them to do that because it's like these don't really add anything. They're just an annoyance. They're not fun. There we go. They also had these items you had to collect to actually win. So even if you killed the boss, if you got hit by one of their last attacks before picking that up, well, guess what? You gotta fight them again. I believe I'm gonna be wrong about this. I actually never remember the order for this game. Let me see. Oh, okay. No, actually, no. This is exactly 100% what I'm supposed to do. He goes Cutman, Electman, Ice, Fire, Bomb, Guts. Although, Ice has minor weaknesses to Bomb and Ice. Electman has minor weaknesses to Bomb and Guts. Give me a sec here. Oh, come on. Also, interestingly, while they wouldn't do it for Mega Man 2 through 6, actually no, I think it's 2 and 3 and I think 4. You couldn't go back and redo levels. But you had to in this game because there's actually an item in this level that you can only get once you beat Gutsman. But fact is, Gutsman is way too powerful right now. He'll kick my ass. I don't stand a chance against Gutsman. I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh, that was pro. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm not going to bother going to the left. It's not really worth it. I don't know, this is like one of the only vertical stages in the original series. because just in terms of like they weren't able to do things that could make vertical stages easy, like traversable back in these days. That and what they needed to do that actually wouldn't come until the first X game, so they wouldn't explore vertical levels really until then. Some levels would, like in the future, use some elements of it, but they would never be as focused on climbing as this one is. Also, I think I went the wrong way. I think I gotta go on the inside. No, it doesn't matter. That thing, by the way, that's what you need from, like, Gutsman's weapon for, to get that. And you need that to actually beat the game. You actually can't beat the game without that. You cannot. It's impossible. That is a special platform weapon. And that's entirely what it's for. To, like, allows you to create a platform that you can run along. Alright. God dang it. I can never remember which way it is here. And nope, I always get it wrong. I always get this wrong. I probably should be using a different controller for this. You know what? Hang on a sec. Let me... Where is that? I'm trying to think where my... I do have a controller that's practically perfect for games like this. I don't know where I put it, though. Where did I last leave it? Did I ever take it out when we moved? Here. Oh, okay, I'm not doing anything in this. Not what I'm after. Not what I need. Not what I need. Not what I need now. Ah, well, let's move on to the boss. This game, I'm trying to remember. I believe both Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2 do have a slight slide when you stop. Oh god. Oh god, okay, I might have to just, like, get past this guy. Like, you can see, like, when I'm actually, like, am letting myself stop, there's I like, slide momentarily. Mega Man 2 also has that, but I believe they get rid of it after Mega Man 2. It might be, or it might be in Mega Man 2. It might already be gone in Mega Man 2. See, this is an example of what I mean by, like, how these Shutter trial things are just dumb. Anyway, Aleka's gonna kill me immediately. Called it. Really? Did I just do that? I just realized you guys can't see my life. So I'm gonna go down there. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Come on. Yeah, there we go. This is always the one that I hate the most. Okay. First off, I should go... Oh, okay, sure. Great. Sure, let's do it again. Thanks, game. You can now see why score doesn't really matter. Oh, you gamed over? Oh no, that's so sad. Reset your score. But this is the kind of game where it's like, oh my god. Oh my god. I do have to say though, it's very fascinating to see how things that they did to like cut corners in development costs. Like that is essentially like the first 2 rooms you do are the same, and the second 2 rooms you do are the same. They're identical. The only difference is like you change where you start them on, right? Like the other one. Like, the first time I came on the screen, I was on the left side. Now I'm in the middle. And then this is, like, the first screen that isn't shared. But they make use of reusing screens very often. This is one that they do reuse. This exact same jumping puzzle or platforming puzzle will be in the game later on. I believe for right now it doesn't matter, and it's technically faster going this way. Oh, why, hello, Mr. That's... God, come on. Really? It doesn't... I'm gonna have to do that in Twitch, aren't I? Love that. This is probably the only thing I'm not a fan of. So let's try this again. There we go. Bye bye. You can come back in 10 minutes and try again, but you won't. Because if you do, I'll just ban you then. One thing I will say that really sucks about playing this on more modern hardware is the fact that now that controllers are wireless, there is a delay in signal, and people will say like, "Oh, that's an excuse," blah blah blah, and it's like, no, like it is an actual thing though. Oh, fuck off. And that's what's like honestly caused me the most problem here, because I'm pressing it when I should, but the very, very slight latency is saying no, you did not. But you can see there's more reusing of things here. Can I? Which one? Okay, there we go. Which is, you know, kind of the point. gotta get past this. Oh wait, no, I gotta go through this thing again. Like I said, this repeated. They do a lot of that in this particular level. He would have killed me anyway. I could not have dodged him. Because if you notice the way he did his jumps there, he never did a high jump. And I would not have been able to get under him without a high jump. Because this was before they added the slide that would have let me do that. They didn't add that till Mega Man 3. Come on. And come on. Get my ass kicked, handed to me here. I don't like this. I also really need more weapon energy. Wanna help me out here, game? No? Gonna make me just spend more? I don't need the points! Who fucking cares about points? It's not a points game. I mean, it is a points game, but it's a points game where the points don't matter. It's like Whose Line? Except in Whose Line, the points actually did matter. Because they told you who was the funniest. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Really? All that. Nope. Now I'm definitely gonna die when I get to that fight. I'm not a fan of Elect Man. Up we go, up we go, up we go. There we go. Alright, now we're back in. There we go. I have to hit him like 3 freaking times. That's it. Then he dies, and you win, and you move on. Yeah, that's it. All right. Fun drink out of the way now. No, it's not going to be a high stream. We're not going to space. I just want a little drink. God, his mouth is so silly there to me. check. So if you don't know Mega Man trivia, Mega Man was almost called Rainbow Man. Before they decided on the music theme that they would go with in Japan. The reason why Rainbow Man is because of like his changing colors. Go. As an interesting design choice to note, Mega Man 1 never features Yoku puzzles like this without first, like unless they're like all done on a single screen. They don't do like multi-screen. They do that in Mega Man 2, and it ends up being one of the worst things ever. Because they did not plan how it should work, and it just becomes the most evil thing ever. Because instead of being based on like the timing that this is, it then becomes based on when that block entered the screen. Okay, so I gotta remember when I get up there, I gotta jump straight up. If I urga. There we go. Finally. Oh, I remember this part. I hate this part. This is often something you want to have that extra weapon for, and that's actually why they put this here too, to like replenish it, because they know that this would be very, very hard without it. Because now you got excuse me? Excuse me? Hello? Hello? Hold up a second. Let me just, get quickly in here and hit that clip button. Hopefully it'll give me enough of a backlog to actually do this. Okay, I want to see. Oh my god. So wow, that's impressive. I'm gonna check this again just to make sure before I like save this clip, because oh my gosh. Yep. Wow. Okay, there we go. So, here's what you're going to love about that. I was scammed. That was a glitch. I landed on it perfectly, and normally you're supposed to land on it as a platform. But it did not land me as a platform, and instead I fell through the platform and hit the boss. That's what happened there. Well, let's go again, I guess. Nothing else we can do. No! How dare you touch me? Don't you dare! No, you're not allowed. Hi, boys. Mind if I join? Haha. Oh. I will need to take care of you, won't I? Didn't jump too far enough. Yay! Alright, give it a moment. You go away. There we go. Oh, get him. Oh, get it. Bro. Bro. Oh my god. That was some torture there. I remember that time. Now see if the game fucks me again. Because another thing about this section is that this is all random. When they shoot, and when they move, when they start going up and down, is all random. Okay, my brain, please stop failing me. Oh my... Oh, that's right, I got a rewind ability in this. Sorry, I was getting a little... Just like, no, I'm done with that. I'm done playing nice here. Yeah, you fuckers are dead now. Now that I remember that's a thing. I don't want. I don't know what happened there. I don't want to know what happened there. Please stop hitting me. Oh my. This whole part is random. You could get through it with no problems, or you could die by fire, which is what I'm apparently doing. Because I need to be higher. There we go. Okay. And now let's just grab this. Really? I didn't have enough time to get it. They robbed me, guys. This time I think there's a second one. Oh no, okay. Now for the most careful game of jumping. Oh, there's still more. I forgot. This is probably the most useful one because you can actually, like, farm for, like, health and stuff here. You couldn't do that on the Electman stage. Oh, I guess not then. Okay, sure, let's go. I did it. If you're wondering why I didn't jump and I took that hit, it's because there was a slight game freeze at that moment, and that actually did not let me jump. I swear, that's actually true. I did try to jump, and then he died, and it froze the game for a split second, which it does when the bosses die. Now, if there was any point in any of these games that I felt was actually unfair, it would actually be in this stage, because when I look at... Yeah, no, I deserve that one. Forgot about the delay. I gotta compensate for that. Might not even be any point doing this. I think I have no extra lives. Yep. I might. Part of me thinks I should just restart, but no. Let's learn the level. Okay, so, if I generally feel that, like, a lot of how these games are designed are pretty fair. Obviously, they do get easier as time goes on a bit, but I've always felt like they were fair in what they did, right? Like, even actually, okay, no, not that one, because that one I've never been able to understand how you don't get hit that first time. Well, actually, you know what? No, it's this stage in general, as you'll see. So, you know, like, it did, like, it was, like, everything has always felt like, no, that's reasonable, that's expected, sure, that works. But it was always, Fireman stage in the first game that did not feel like that to me. And you are about to find out why. You've actually already found out one part of why, but there's more. Because there's a mechanic that we're about to hit that I don't think you can get past without taking damage. So, you don't have enough area here if you had the platform builder to actually build the platform. But you can't go fast enough to actually dodge these, I don't think. Right? So I think you are guaranteed to get hit by them. And that is why they are not fair. They are cheap. If a game mechanic is designed that you cannot get past it without taking damage, it is a cheap mechanic because you can't get past it. Like everything in this part, what I succeed and fail at is my own doing. Same with these flames, right? If I get hit by them, it's my fault. But that one thing where it's like doo 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 and it's dropping the big waves, you can't dodge that. The worst part is I actually did get to the boss, and now I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well just die. So watch, as we go through the stage, let's see how many, like, there's just those two things that I've, one of them I've never been able to figure out how you time that jump. I don't think you can. And then the other one is just that actual fire. See, every hit I've taken so far, reasonable. They're my own fault. They're me not dodging the shots right, or me not accounting for the slide stop, right? And if I get hit by these flames, it's because I didn't jump at the right time, or I didn't get, you know, I just didn't get past them. Simple as that. That one's on me. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that does work. Okay, so that can get past, but it's still very challenging. Because it's like a perfect jump you have to make. Oh, oh god. I almost died there. To a non-existent hole. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. I have no idea how you would ever be able to time that so perfectly. Because you have to start moving with a precise button press for when you start moving forward. Correct? But then what happens when you start moving forward is you hit the wave that's, you potentially hit the wave, so you have to time it so you don't hit that first wave. I'm gonna farm these a bit, see if I can not have to waste a life. Seriously, game? Are you just never gonna give me health? You're just gonna fuck me over until the Day of the Dead? Is that what this is? Okay, there we go. I'm getting more stuff now, but jeez, it's still not what I need. Please. I would like a big health, not a small health. Really? Oh god. Okay, got it. Ha 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 ha. Hallelujah. Still don't know what my max health is. Oh, I still need more. Come on. Oh, that's a good one. I actually what? Fuck me. Okay, I want to check something real quick while I'm here. Okay. So it was here, and then the first one doesn't work, and the second one takes me off. Well, if I do it full speed, then it's gonna just do it anyway. So it's about 3 pixels to the end of the foot. No, get away from me! No, get away from me! Oh god, oh god. Up. Am I there? I'm there. Cool, ice. Fuck you, fireman. You're dying immediately. I'm not wasting my time with you anymore. Bitch. Did anybody else see that? I hope so. Oh, I hope somebody else saw that. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, let's move on. So that was Fireman. We can now go fight Bomb Man. This level also makes good use of like reusing screens and certain designs. Like look at that right there. Like basically you just got that 4 times. I had never done that. I can't believe I actually just did that. Holy shit. You know what? There's one thing I have to say that does amaze me when I think about game development. So these original games. Oh, you fucker. Oh my god, fucking asshole. Okay, so the limitations on these cartridges, think about how intense they were, okay? So, let's see, NES cartridge storage. Actually, no. Size. I'm trying to see what, NES cartridge data size. So, let's see. Capacity is what I want. Cartridge capacity. It says like 1 megabit or 40 kilobytes equivalent. I'm trying to just like confirm that's actually the right number. Alright, never mind. So it should be, it's about 1 megabyte. That was how big these were. But think about how data intensive this would all be if it wasn't built the way it was. So what they do is they store individual graphics that each have a property coded, not even coded into them, but like there's code related to, there's always like a chunk of code related to the spawning of that tile that defines what it has. That's probably what it would do. But how big were each of these sprites? Right? Because I mean, if you right
Gosh,
now, not what I wanted to hit. Sorry. Let me pause that. If I go into my here, no, I'll just go into Paint. Mega Man head sprite. Hang on, let me change this again. Okay. Image. Put this in here. That's technically too way too big. I need the actual sprite. Apparently. Just give me a sec here. This will all be worth it. I promise. I promise. This will be worth it. You're gonna love this. You're gonna hear this at the end. You're gonna be like, "Wow, that was, yeah, that was." There it is. Okay. Okay, so what I have on my screen right now is a perfect pixel-sized one-up head. Okay, I'm not showing it to you yet because I actually gotta throw it in another program that will let me do GIFs and transparency. Oh fuck! I did not want to do it like nope. Let's do it again. Where is Yes, it's called GIMP. Don't ask me why. I wish I knew. I'm gonna go new. Hang on. How big is this? I think this is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's like 16 by 16. 1, 2, 16 by 16. Sorry, I have to make sure this is all correct. Okay. And now that I have it in GIMP, I can do what I'm supposed to do. We'll open that for a sec. And we'll just change what it is to GIMP. So here it is, right? Here's the head. Here's the pixel heart. This is a 16 pixels by 16 pixels. So if I have it like blown up very big. If I put it to like normal view, let's see, not show all, but it's at zoom 45. So let's say I want to make it 100. That's how big it is. Okay. I want you to keep that in mind, that that's actually how big this is. This thing's ginormous, basically. Right? And by ginormous compared to the actual size. So what we're going to do is now, we are going to just, how do I, it's not locked. Okay, so how do I do this again? Select wand. Oh, that did feathering. And it did, let's try this. Oh wait, you know what? Here's a problem. E. No. Let's delete that layer. Now we'll do this. There we go. Now it's marking that it's transparent. Now keep in mind that the original graphic for Mega Man is actually cheating. Because the sprites are not just one sprite. So there's actually a limitation on NES colors. You can only have 4 colors. And that includes transparency. So, black, white, this tan color, and transparency. Those are 4 colors. But he's got these 2 blues. How is that? Well, that's because like in the normal sprite, this is actually 2 sprites. One overlapped on the other. That's what it is, 100%. They're just the exact same sprite. There's 2 halves of the same sprite to do that. And that's what they did with Mega Man's head. To give his face like a human color, they just overlay the head on the rest of it. That's how it works, okay? So this game does a lot of like really advanced stuff, but what I want to do, here's what I want to do. I want to export as a, wait, hold on, file. Where's the export? It's not letting me choose. The fuck? Sorry guys, give me a moment. I'm not super familiar with this program yet. I'm still learning it. Oh, apparently that's just not going to open. Okay, fine, whatever. Export as. I'm going to assume that if I just change this to GIF, that'll be enough. Let's go on the desktop and we'll just export that there. Oh, here it is. Setting. Loop forever as animation GIF comment interlaced. I think. No, I don't think I need to. Okay. So that thing is done. I have that saved. So I'm going to go to that file now. And yes, it does have the transparency. And that is the size of that 16 by 16 image is 153 bytes. Just that. Okay? You have a limit of 1 megabyte. That's 1,024 kilobytes. And 1 kilobyte is 1,024 bytes. So already this is like a fifth, more than a fifth of the way, or almost a fifth of the way to being a kilobyte. So you only need to get like a couple of different graphics, and like there's so much different files and stuff. Now, where am I going with this? Well, let me now bring the game back up. Think about how this. Think about how many 16 by 16 squares there are on this screen that are unique. Okay? Each of those needs to have a separate, like, it needs to be saved. And in some cases, there are, I died, there are dozens of them. And, like, that's before you add in, like, enemies, or projectiles, which also, you know, like, add up. The point is, like, you can, like, you would use up a lot of like a lot of space just for the graphics. To the point where you would not be able to do what we can do today. Like, you could get a game editor, and in the game editor, you can literally build the physical stage. You can literally build how it looks, and without coding anything, you know what that stage looks like. They didn't do that back then. I didn't know they would do that, but okay. Alright, this is where I died. Give me a sec while I get past here again. Or just in general. Okay, so they had to program it to build the levels, because trying to build that sort of an image that I'm talking about would have been way too big. The game would not be able, like, the system would not be able to support one stage. Because think about what we're going through here now. Okay? Every tile would be counted. And it'd be all part of a singular image. Or even just, like, for each screen. Right? But at the end of the day, that's all overlapping data. Right, because a lot of that data is about, like, the use of this tile over and over and over and over. But it's like, we don't need to do that. They didn't need to do that, though. Because they could program it in. I'm just getting my ass kicked. That's something I want to learn how to do. I want to learn how to do that, how to be successful at that, because for a sec. Because I imagine you learn so much more about game design from programming that way. From programming, having to build everything in your code. Am I really down to, like... Well, it's okay. Like, crap. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do this again. What do you mean? Fuck you, dude. Alright, that just leaves Gutsman. What a fun romp. What do you guys think? And what I will say straight up, when people talk, like, I feel like this is the track for this game. In fact, I feel like this is the level for this game, because this is by far the greatest track in Mega Man 1 for the Robot Masters. Some of the later tracks might be better. I don't remember. We'll find out. But none of those Robot Master stages matches this amazing music. It's so good in comparison to everything else. And then it's also the hardest fucking level ever, because it's the most technical, because they do this shit, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Oh! Okay, let's go! Oh god, I timed that. No. Oh well, it's okay. And in a lot of ways, this is like one of the more iconic songs from this game. Because like if you first and foremost, this is the boss this is the Robot Master that is often referenced throughout other games in the series. Like there's the Guts Dozer in Mega Man 2. Wily steals Gutsman in Mega Man 7 from the Robot Museum. And that's fun. Oh my god, I forgot how hard that was. Oh god, oh no. Okay, so... And in that Robot Museum, they even, like, remake this music. And it's literally one of my favorite songs from Mega Man 7. And I didn't know... Because I didn't have the memory of this game, really, when I played 7. So I didn't remember the music. Oh no, God! Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. This is harsh. Oh my god. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it! I still can't do it. Oh my gosh. I wish I could find that controller. Because I know it does. It shouldn't have the delays that this does. I jumped too early. I jumped too early. I can kind of see where I need to be, jumping, where I need to press it, like where I need to visually see myself in the game. And if I don't see it, then I'm either too late and I'm falling, or I pressed it too early. Alright, let's go. Come on. Get up! Ow! Fucker. How dare you? Come to me. Come to me. Come. Come! I don't know how that worked out the way it did, but I almost made it. Fuck! Let's do it. I jumped too early. But one thing I am noticing, this is like the one, like, I kind of need to get through this before I can explain, but it's about Yoku blocks in this game versus Mega Man 2. Yeah, and Mega Man 2, and then Mega Man 3. Because about what I was saying about those. Just give me a moment. Because I will lose it if I break this concentration too much, and I will definitely do that if I discuss that. Yes. Okay. In this game, those things that move, even if they're not on screen, they are moving because it's all done mechanically, right? It's all done through code. Because of that, if I delay getting to them, they're not in the best order in terms of their positions. Because if you notice, for a while, this third one was always like I was towards the when I jumped down the second one, I'd ride and I'd be almost to the very end of it and about to bounce back when the bottom would come. But those last few, oh no, like it's just coming way earlier. That's supposed to be the ideal run, but you have to be like on speed for that. And that's how the Yoku blocks in this game work. They're just always operating. Now, of course, the best way for them to operate, for them to actually operate, would be to always be running once you are in their screen, or to have a global timer that's always going, that these things can follow. But Mega Man 2 didn't do that. Mega Man 2 decided to do it more as a, well, when it loads in. When it loads in, then you can start. And it causes chaos in Heatman stage. But then in Mega Man 3, it's just like, okay, as long, like, I think it uses, like, the internal timer. This is the one I want to go down. Actually, it was not. Oh, didn't get it. I never get it, though. Who am I kidding? Because, yeah, this screen right here, think about if you actually took that last screen and made an image of that, how big would that be? Even if you made it like the proper 1x1 pixel, that's still probably like it's just a lot. Trust. It's you're still probably going to get like several kilobytes out of that, and you don't exactly have a lot of kilobytes. And keep in mind, typing the code takes space as well. It's very minor, but it does exist. These days, it doesn't really matter, right? Because like people have like huge they have huge amount of space on like the game cartridges or discs and everything, and on their computers. So space and that sort of optimization, that sort of minor optimization, just to get the thing to hold your game, are no longer necessary. It's always so fascinating to me what they were able to do. Anyway, here's Gutsman. Alright, I think I got it. I didn't jump at the end. Oh. You know what grinds my gears? People saying that things grind their gears. Stupid. Just stop. Just say they annoy you, that they bother you. They don't grind your gears. If anything, they would oil your gears to get you going. And now I just blew everybody's mind. Oh my god. Wait, that's legit, though. That is legit. That is actually legit, though. Wow. Okay, so I'm not gonna go down the left side because I'm gonna need to get over the left. Oh my god, I got up there. Get it! Oh, I did not jump. No jump. Get away from me. Get away. No, get away. Give me. I want. Alright, we're here. We're back. I think the only problem with this song is it's a very short song. Because that's another thing that I always keep in mind, that when we talk about these limitations, that also includes like the music too. Like you make an MP3 of this, it's not gonna. That alone will be bigger than the 1 megabyte. So even the music is programmed in. Think about that. Wild. Fucking amazing, man. Wow. I feel like that'd be such a fun thing to learn how to do. Alright, Wily's here now, so we can go Dr. Wily. But first, we gotta go get that other power-up. You know, the one we needed Gutsman for. Technically speaking, I probably could have already had that when I came here, because I could have done Bomb Man first, I think. But I've always found Cutman to be a little easier. So this will be a bit of a climb. So here, remember what I was saying earlier. So here we go. So we go up the first step. This screen. Okay, everything in this screen, with the exception of these two enemies and the power-up, and these tiles not being active, it's the same as this screen. Only now, instead of those 3 items, these things are now programmed for their electricity thing. And now we get to this stage where I went up there. Right? One thing I will note is that, like, you could there's probably even programming in it to allow them to reuse this stuff, but to also, like reuse like the exact block of code and change where the exits are based on where you enter from. Like, think about that for a sec. Because I can't go down and be fine. I won't be. There's no ladder there. But there is here. But if I go down the left, it's the same thing. It won't be right. I kind of want to test it. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to save right here. That way, if this breaks the game somehow. It actually didn't. Okay, cool. So there is. So okay. So okay. Interesting. Okay. So we did not break the game, thankfully. And yes, I know I could have rewound that whole thing, but like whatever. I don't care at this point. As long as I remember I can do that, I'm going to do that. You know where that would have been useful? When it was in the fucking platforms. Oh my god. Oh, that's where I could have used that. I can't believe it. Oh well. We're almost there. Alright, here we are. Boop. Doo. Now, the fun part. I gotta beat the level again. So when they did this, so I said that like in Mega Man 2 and on, like in Mega Man 2 and then Mega Man 3 and I believe also Mega Man 4, they did not let you go back into stages you had beaten. It would not be until 5, I think, that they would let you do that again. And even then, I don't think they did. I think it was 6. If not, like I know 6. I'm like 90% sure 6 had it. The ability to like replay a stage. Let me check. Mega Man 6 replay stage. Okay, so no, no. Okay, so it has to be 5. Unless let's see. Let me just confirm this. I'm just, so I know, like, the thing is, the Mega Man game that they started this with, okay, no, it had to have been 4, because in 4, there's, like, these additional weapons you can find, kind of like in this game. So 4 had to have had it as well. I'm pretty sure 4 did have it. But in 2 and 3, they didn't have that. They didn't have, like, things in the stage that you could collect. Right? So they never had to do this idea in those games. But in this game they did. What they didn't do is they didn't make it that the boss is beaten at the end. You don't have to fight him again. I'm like 99% sure you have to refight the boss. Now mind you, I could just game over and get it. And that's probably what's going to happen. But, you know, who cares? And by that, I mean, like, either way, I'll be back at the stage. But I might as well just do this. Why not? But yeah, let's see if I have to refight him. Yep. And when they would bring this back eventually, that was fixed. Seriously? But yeah, no, this when I was talking about like them fixing the way this worked later, it's not just about like the fact that you have to refight the boss, except that is 100% what it is, but you have to also like beat the stage fully. I don't think it was until, actually I don't even think they really solved that problem until the X series. I don't remember if they added a level exit before Mega Man 7. Although I feel like they would have. They probably wouldn't in 4, and then by 5 or 6 they would have that, and they'd be like, yeah, no, this is better for players. But it was probably something you had to like find. While in the X series, it'd just be a default thing. Because, see, victory is not tied to the boss, it's tied to that item. And that's why. Okay. So with that done, let's go fight Dr. Wily. So... That's cute. I love that. Like, I think it's the only time they actually make him walk into it, and it's like, yeah. There's an artist I know, who, when she goes by her name, right, like she gives the first initial of her middle name, and it makes it Y, and it's Y, so it's Y, and then her last name is Lee. So Wily. And just that alone would be hilarious and amazing. But obviously, she's a Mega Man fan. And in particular, she's a big fan of Zero. You know, the ultimate robot made by Wily. I always had this little joke in my head that the reason she like loves Zero and the Mega Man series franchise in general so much is because she is secretly descended from Dr. Wily. She is intended to be the successor. Fuck off. I don't remember this being this hard. Oh, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'm gonna do. Oh wait, I gotta get past him first. Here, let's just do this. Those are the platforms. That's what they do. And they do eventually disappear. So you get limited time to use them. So you gotta be quick. But they're like really good, really good for skipping terrain. Oh, I forgot I could do this. Haha! Now I'm remembering. Fun. Oh god, that's gonna hurt. At least I got up in time. Okay. So there's health up there, and there's the actual way to go down here. I actually do forget that a lot, that the first Mega Man game was actually designed... The first two were designed with you to actually use your various weapons during the thing. You like had to do it. If you didn't, you could not get through. Oh, sure, thanks. Okay. At least I'm here. Let's go. I'm just gonna leave you alone. Yeah. Oh, this is also a good place for this. I gotta just get on one of these first. Well, fine, fuck you. Are you fucking... I'm so mad about that. Alright, we got away. Now, I will say, this is a smart design here. They're like, no, I'm not going to keep you away into my base. Fuck you. And the only reason you get in is because you rip your way in. That's the thing I never understood about these games in like in later extensions. Like, Wily, why do you let them in? But here it's like, no, you fucking get, you go to his castle and you're like, fuck you, dude. Rip it out. You get in. And that is so amazing. And there's like even blocks in the way in the building. And it's like, no, you just keep ripping your way in. Stuff like that, like, works really well. Like, what's better than infiltrating a villain's lair? Letting you actually do it. So, what I mean is, like, there are two ways you can quote-unquote infiltrate. You can be told you've done it, or you can just do it. And to explain what I mean, I'm going to use like the Mega Man games, because a lot of them do it justice, and a lot of them kind of don't. So in this Vert game, or in X1. Or like actually Mega Man 2, 3 both do it as well, where when you start in the final stages, you are not in the building. You are outside the target. And your ability, and like you have to actually infiltrate it. Now, that's more of a you do it, but like like some games they might not. But sorry, hang on, I'll get to that in a sec. And you start from outside, and then you actually go inside, and it's always different ways, and it's like okay, cool. Now, the games where you're told it are games where you don't get that change. So I quoted X1 as like, and this game as great examples for how they work. But Here's another example. Mega Man 7. You basically teleport into the base. You teleport for almost as you are as close as you can be. You are still on. You're like basically on like a launch pad. That's what you're on. And so you don't really feel like you're infiltrating. That you're getting close to the bad guy. You're just there. Mega Man 5 does this with the Proto Man Castle. And in fact, I think a lot of like Mega Man's 4, 5, and 6. I don't think they'd really do it because of the way they designed those games, where it's like the fake outs. But in 1, 2, and 3, they still have it. Here's something else. You need, like, you can't, this is also why, like, you have to go get the thing. You cannot beat this room without it. You can't get up here, period. You just can't do that. And that hole back there is for if you, like, while you're getting up the first part, you ran out of power, to let you go back down to the previous area and fight enemies. Oh fuck, I just remember what's coming. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just had a moment. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. No, I do have an. Okay, I do. I just gotta be in shape. All right. It's okay. We got this. We're good. We're good. I'm actually going to die again. Are you kidding? Are you fucking? Oh my god. Are you fucking? Are you fucking? Really? Can't give me the third one, buddy? That makes up for it. Really, buddy? That does not make up for it. You are an asshole. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Alright, let's go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Okay, okay. Cool. That happened. Too early. Okay. Fun. Nope. I gotta be ready here. I might have forgotten how to actually get this. I think I gotta maybe ice this guy? No. I'm about to die again. Thanks, game. I was trying to get health too, and you robbed me. How the fuck do you get that then? Oh, it's explodey time. Ba-da-da-da-da. Gimme. No thanks. Oh, no. Not the room I want to be in right now. No! No, no, no. Get me across. Get me across. Just go, just go, just go, just go, just go. That's it. That's it. That's it. We did it. Are you fucking real? That motherfucker. Okay, we did it. We didn't lose a life either. Oh my gosh, we did it. Alright, well, in that case, first thing we were going to do is lose a life. Most likely. Let's see how good I am. I consider myself lucky that that pattern is the exact same that they use in Mega Man 3. Like, the exact same for the Yellow Devil. And I have the Mega Man 3 Yellow Devil memorized so well. Because that was my first Mega Man game, so, like, I just automatically had enough knowledge for this fight. The only difference was that the eye changes. And I don't have slide. Slide's kind of important. Because of right here. Dude. I will die here again. Jumped too early. My brain got the timing wrong. Oh well. You know what they say? Just go die again. I know. Frames, how dare you fucking drop on me. Stop that. Okay, okay. Whoop. Okay. Okay. It actually completely missed him. I hate that thing about this weapon. That there actually is the potential for it to miss based on the animation. I forgot I could do this. Watch. See? Look at that animation. Perfect. Give me a sec, I gotta focus. Fuck. Still even, but I need to get ahead. I refuse, bitch. Nope. That's not fair. No. You know what? Hang on. I gotta hit you. Fuck that. Bitch, die. How dare you be there? Okay. Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Okay. Now, if you're thinking, why'd you do that? Oh, I forgot the boss rush. But I don't have it. Wait. Oh, really? That's okay. That was actually a good time to die anyway. Yeah. I don't need it now. Whee! Second fight, Cutman is generally a lot easier. While you can't, So, that was the slide. I legit only tapped it, and it just went... Oh, fun. Okay. Well, here's how this goes. There we go. Jump and shoot, man. Jump and shoot. Jump and shoot. You gotta jump and shoot and shoot and jump and shoot and jump and shoot and jump and jump and shoot and shoot, jump, shoot. So the trick for killing Cutman super quick is you basically need to get him far away and just start shooting him. You need to dodge his cut attacks, and essentially, oh god, and essentially all you're doing is every time you hit him, you're knocking him back, and you have to hit him consistent, like precisely enough that he doesn't really move forward enough for to actually be a threat to you. Anyway, next one. Really? Ouch, that's harsh. Okay, you win. Happy? Because as long as you're far enough away, he never jumps. Because he only jumps if you shoot near him. That is the game's actual logic. I got over accidentally, sure. That worked out nice. Oh shit. Oh god, nope. Okay, I can get to here at least. Let's refill cut. You also notice that the ladder disappears at the last second. That is to... oh, well, it doesn't really work that way. Interesting. Anyway, let's get that. I'm gonna be lazy about it. Because why not? I can be. You're not the boss of me. How dare you? Actually, I'm gonna do this. Fuck you guys. Huh, I've never seen that. Bam, fuck you guys. I'm pretty sure there's nothing that way. Pretty sure there's nothing that way. That's like a bait. It's because of like the code reusage or something, I think. I do kind of want that weapon energy. Let's see where they shoot. Okay. They call me a dope. Dope. The dope. The dope. Dope. This should be the last one. Alright, hang on. Let me just do another check. Mega Man 1. There's a good chance I'll die, but it's okay. Really? They even said that was supposed to be his weakness. Like, really? That's the weakness? Ugh, that's the weakness. And I'm not eager about that. It was doing 2 pegs, though, so let's see what happens. Maybe that's just like every weapon does 2 pegs. Ooh. Ooh. Fuck you. We did it. Yep. There's now 2 more bosses. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to do is... Bam. Oop. I want that on fire, though. I hate that that can actually happen. Elecman is definitely the most useful weapon in terms of trying to do stuff in the game. Oh, here we go. Really? There's another part of this shit? Yes, it does just push you all the way. Alright, this is an easy boss. Because you can, like, even if you don't know the weakness, the moment you look at this boss room, you see how this is, you realize, oh, that's it. And just like that, you're done most of the fight. Of course, you could be like me and fuck up and not do it right. Like wasting those things on early machines instead of later ones. And now they're gone. Fun. Okay. Oh, I forgot I have rewind. That's right. That's okay. That's alright. We're doing fine. Perfect. Now I got my stones back. Oh, it was one more than I actually thought I needed. There was one extra. I had one extra, but it turned out it was good because I fucked up. All right, this should be the last stage. I hate this part. No, no, no. Why? Okay. Seriously? So here's the part where they start like really getting into guts man, guts man, guts man. This is the very first time they do it. I would like to buy weapon power, please. Thank you. Guts man, guts man. Oh, I forgot they come back. And then I remembered I don't have to fucking do it. Oh fuck, I need that though. I need that. Okay, we're gonna wait. Now, if you're wondering why I was like, we need that, it's because it's full of everything. Okay. Now, we've already fought Cutman, then Electman. I think that was really it. Was there a third? I don't think there was a third one. So it should be like 4 now. I believe Bomb Man's first. Then it's going to go ice. I think no, fire. Now it's going to be ice. And then it ends on guts. Okay. And then that should be it. Should be a straight path to Wily. If my memory's correct. Might be some enemies. Oh. Okay. Sure. I will use it to refuel this one, because this is one of the 2 weaknesses that he has. I will probably die immediately, though. You know, I just take the death. I don't know why I'm trying. Wonder if it get. Oh, it does get. Ooh, okay. That's fun. So I could have let myself try a little more if I really wanted to. I didn't, though. I'd rather make this the time I win. I kept jumping into... Oh, wait a sec. I'm not taking that shit. Fuck that. How about we go back to, There we go. Ah, Wily, beg. I gotta stop hitting that cable. Every time I hit that cable, it goes nuts. But, that, dear viewers, Mega Man has ended the evil domination of Dr. Wily and restored the world to peace. However, the never-ending battle continues until all destructive forces are defeated. Fight Mega Man for everlasting peace. That's Mega Man 1. I'll just hit the credits while we talk a bit. Obviously, I grew up with Mega Man, huge influence, and to the point where I would love to see them reboot the series. So, way back in the around 2008, they actually kind of were doing that. They created Mega Man Powered Up and Mega Man X, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. Powered Up was a remake of this game, of the very first Mega Man game, with some more story elements to it, and a couple new bosses that had originally been designed back then but weren't used. They were scrapped. Don't remember the reason why, but they were put back in. Yuki-chan's Papa. Aww. And that's it. So let's go back. And let's just get the song we need going. Alright. So what was I saying? All right, okay. So they remade them, but they didn't really change the story for Powered Up. It was still the same basic plot. They didn't really build on it. Now with Maverick Hunter X, they did something I was really happy about. So one of the biggest issues I've always had in the X series was actually that when there finally came an X game that could tell that could put in more story, just thanks to like data storage increases, that they basically didn't make it about X. They made it about Zero. And that's always pissed me off because I love X, right? I want to see him as a character develop. And while they had this storyline in X4 of 4X, if you played as him, ultimately it doesn't matter because it's not going to ever come back. But when they did Maverick Hunter X, they were like, okay, we're gonna reinvent everything. Like unlike Powered Up, where it didn't really. Sorry. I keep forgetting I can't touch that apparently. Instead of like just keeping the same story and not really changing much, they changed a lot of it with Maverick Hunter X. So for example, they change. First of all, the first change is with Sigma. Actually, no, not even with Sigma. With Dr. Kane. In the original games, Dr. Kane was seen in X1, X2. Well, not seen in X1, but he was in X2 and X3. And the idea is like he was the one who found X and who made the first Reploids based on X's design, etc., etc. And originally the idea is like once you get to that point, it's like once you get to the point where like the X games, he's an old man, but like same as Dr. Light was pretty much. But what they did in Maverick Hunter X was, oh no, he's dead. And in a OVA they put on the game on PSP, which is called Day of Sigma, you get to see about that, and it's like now the story's changed where Kane has been doing things to extend his life to watch over X, and blah blah blah, and it changes Sigma's motivation into becoming a bad guy. In the original story, the whole reason Sigma goes bad is because of Zero. I won't get into that. That's part of X4. We can talk about that when we ever get to X4. But you know what? Okay, we'll do it here. Yep. So instead of, like, basically he gets this virus from Zero that makes him a bad guy, it then instead becomes, oh, if you're wondering why we're, like, killing time here, because we haven't gone 3 hours yet. And then there's not enough time to start Mega Man 2, so we're not going to. But what they changed for Sigma, is that instead of him just going Maverick in general, he's kind of testing X. Everything revolves around him wanting to see X's limit, like potential, right? Essentially his power. And that's basically how he starts that. They also changed Vile, where now instead of Vile just being a Maverick, like a Reploid that goes Maverick, he's actually this Reploid that just constantly causes trouble. right? He's constantly going in and out of Hunter HQ. He doesn't fight. He doesn't like. And I don't remember the motivation behind him for doing that. But basically, it's like, you know, he hates his position in life. And for some reason, he particularly hates X. I'd have to watch the OVA to remember why, like, he starts to hate X. But then when Sigma comes to him and like asks him to join, and like reveals that it's all about like this whole thing that Sigma's doing is because of X. Vile's just like, is it always about X? I'm gonna fucking kill him. And it like generates that hatred that his character has for you before you ever kill him. And that was a nice change too, because it made Vile like way more entertaining. At least in my opinion, gave him more of an actual feel of base from like during Mega Man 8 or even Mega Man 7, where like he's technically against you the whole time. Anyway, so that's a great thing, and I always thought, you know, why don't they do that for the Mega Man series? And they haven't, obviously. Sorry. Once again, I forgot I'm not supposed to touch. I think. Okay, I can hear that now. So there is something with the wire. I may have to get new cable. Fuck. So, first off, apologies again on that issue. I wanted to come up with an idea of, well, what would it be like if they did redo the entire series? But this time created a story out of it that could actually lead far better into the X series than we previously had. And I came up with one. I came up with a whole concept. And I love it so much that I'm going to use my favorite original Mega Man track for it. So, for this idea, what I did is I broke my plan was I wanted to have it in significantly less games. I also wanted it to be that any singular threats, I'll just say I wanted to change things. I wanted to change things up to better fit a narrative. And the first thing I had to think about was, well, what is that narrative? And I feel like it would have to be about Mega Man, Rock. And like the way he behaves. So they don't do this in the Japanese dub, in the Japanese version of Mega Man 7, so I wouldn't really say this is canon, but they do this in the US, which is where after Mega Man has beaten Wily yet again, because Wily got actually busted out of jail, and he's like giving his apology, Rock basically decides, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, Wily, against the laws of robotics. And that's and you know, like, Wily's like terrified. Like, wait, no, you're a robot. You're a robot. You're not programmed to harm humans. You can't do that. And in the Japanese version, he doesn't really say anything. He just is like silent, as if thinking about it. Like, am I? Or should I just pull the trigger? That's what's going on. But in the English version, he just goes, I am more than a machine. I think that's what it was. Hang on, let me look at Mega Man 7 quotes. I am more. Yes. Oop. Here we go. So, in the English, he does his normal apologies, and then Mega Man just starts charging his Buster, and he's like, "I don't trust you. I'm going to do what I should have done years ago." And he's like, you forget Mega Man. Robots can't harm humans. And then he pauses and goes, I am more than a robot. Die, Wily. But in that time that it took him to speak that line, the building then begins to collapse. Wily gets trapped under a large beam. Trouble warps in and takes him to safety. And that's it. In Japanese, though, that line is not there. But it's more like all silent, like, am I really just a robot? That's the idea. It's done. So, I thought that'd be the idea. The idea of Vrock being a robot that, due to his programming, gains sentience. And like, well, sorry, not sentience, but like free will. And the very first thing he does to showcase this is he actually steps up to fight in the first game. That's the start of it. Now, another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to like merge games together in a way. So like each individual game would be longer. You'd have more robot masters. You'd have more powers. You'd be able to carry powers over from previous games. All this fun stuff, and it would just be designed to be like this ultimate experience with a much more strong story. So the first game would actually just be the first two games, where it establishes Wily's story as like why he's doing what he's doing, more properly. And then you go through the first half of the game. You have to beat the light bots that Wily has reprogrammed, right? Or he's altered their programming to, you know, make them obedient to him and revolt. And because it's modified, and then you go to his fortress, you fight him, you defeat him, but then you have it that he gets away, and you start the second half of the game where now you have to fight the Mega Man 2 Robot Masters with change. Was it with a change for this one? Hang on, I gotta see where I left the file. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Dang it. Okay. Yep. Alright, one sec. I'm gonna do that while I'm doing this. Because it's, yep, here it is. So I'm doing stuff like, I'm trying to access stuff on my PC. I may have to friggin' fix this again in a moment. Let's see. Moment again. Definitely need to keep it on here for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to open this, and then we'll go here. What's this? Oh, these. Where did I write that then? I didn't write that in just a text file, did I? Hold up. What? Oh, here. Okay, I did. Okay, well, I did. Okay. Alright, got it now. So, let me just put this back, because I want that music too. So, the story sets up with, like, just everything that it should. So, rather than just be like, oh, Wily turns evil. You see, like they show you what happens, and it's like this thing where basically Wily is constantly being like Dr. Light and Dr. Wily had been old friends and rivals for many years. They had long collaborated on robotics for decades. However, one of the biggest differences between the two was how their robots were viewed and used for the good of others. Light's robots, whether made with Wily's help or on his own, were seen as masterpieces that were always put into service. However, robots Wily made on his own were always deemed awful and rejected. This came to a head when his latest robot master, Bubble Man, is rejected to go into service as a water filtration robot. And you can see right there, like I even tied that idea in first and foremost into what people consider like one of the most pathetic robot masters, but also like into what he should have done. Like, it's lead bubble, so clearly, like, if he's making bubbles with lead, then it has to be related to keeping water clean, filtration. So, what happens is that after Bubbleman's rejected from being put into service, Wily is just angry and frustrated, and it finally outstrips his logic, and he decides that he would prove his robots were better by conquering the world with them and destroying his rival at the same time. Now, there are a lot of robots that Wily helped Light build with, but he had already been thinking these ideas when it came to Light's most advanced batch of robots, where Wily had hidden code that would allow him to override their programming and take control of them. And so those are the ones he used. The eight robot masters from Mega Man Powered Up, as well as the Mega Man 2 robots. And it ends up being Rock, who was actually the only robot in the same line as the ones like Dr. Wily took control of, that he did not put that programming into, because Light had made him solo. Like, Rock was special. He used the same programming to build, right, as the Cutman, Electman, Gutsman all use, but he had no involvement from Wily, so that's why he doesn't have that code. So he's, in terms of advancement, he's the same level as them. He just needs combat capabilities. And given how Light knows he's technically responsible, he needs to do something to stop Wily. And even then, technically speaking, modifying Rock to fight would be much faster. So that's what he does. But basically, he goes through the game, he destroys those 8, and then he goes and fights Wily. And while Rock escapes, after the fortress seems to collapse, Wily disappears, is buried under the rubble and presumed dead. That then brings you to the second game, where you're fusing actually Mega Man, and this is where I really changed it. So it's primarily fusions of Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4 story, but with some robot changes. More specifically, we are taking Skullman out. There's a reason for that. I will get into that after, and you will know shortly. And to replace Skullman, we put in Chargeman. And again, it's going to make sense here. So what happens is, about a year after Wily's presumed to be dead, Dr. Gosak begins a conquest to take over the world using his own robots. He has his 8 robots: Toadman, Pharaoh Man, Ringman, Dustman, Dive Man, Drill Man, Bright Man, and Charge Man instead of Skullman. But at the same time, there are 8 other robots that are causing stuff. 7 of them are actually fighting, are like attacking in a similar way to what Cossacks bots are doing, but they're not marked as Cossacks. And then the 8th one, Gemini Man, he's on the moon. There's something going on the moon. What's going on the moon? There's something going on up there. Well, it's Gemini Man, and we're going to get to that in a moment. And then, of course, there's also another robot who boasts the same sort of plasma weaponry that Rock has, which is Breakman. So you can already see that things are going to change. We're we're putting the Breakman storyline and the Cossack storyline as concurrent elements, and like all part of a singular story. Now, the way that you know that like all these robots are no Cossacks is because they don't talk about Cossacks. All Cossack bots will mention their creator. But meanwhile, on the moon, Gemini Man. Well, Gemini Man has like a self-cloning ability, and this is where things get. Actually, no. Let's do Gemini Man at the end because that's going to be the like part of the setup for the next game or the next few games. So basically, as you go through the game, there's like different things you can do. So, for example, or different things that happen based on certain things. So, example number 1, you can save Needleman. There's a really specific reason I chose Needleman. Most of that reason has to do with a song by the Megas for Needleman, and I like the concept of it. And in fact, that's like their songs kind of helped play some of the ideas I had for this in here. But essentially, you would sorry, hang on, I lost my train of thought there. Essentially, one of the things you learn. Pause. Going back. I mentioned Breakman. Mentioned how this is stories like Breakman and Cossack put into one. Okay? But there's also another character that's being put into this game very early into the franchise. That is Base. Using the same sort of story that was used for his original introduction, where he was built to fight against Wily. And the way that ends up working is Base is just like, well, after Wily was beaten by Mega Man or by Rock, his creator thought there needed to be more protectors for any future robot threats, and thus made Base. Now, so here's to explain what's going on in the game and why like Needleman and Needleman's different. So the first game was meant to establish that Rock is different, right? Because he technically does have this free will. He just doesn't realize it yet. He's not like he's been accidentally programmed with it. And most bots typically in like Light's most advanced lineup are the same. So after Wily loses to Rock, he decides he needs to learn more. Like he needs to okay. So this is basically what happens. Wily narrowly escapes from the fortress, and chose to use that to hide himself. And what he realized was when he looked at his robots and the robots he took from Light, including Rock, that there was a big difference in them. and something in their programming just made them stronger. So he decides he's going to look into this, and because he's like he's worked with Light's robots, he's actually able to get into a lot. He also, during the first game's events, there's a thing where like he gets scanned, because you saw that happen to me. Well, that's how he also get information on Rock. So since he even has the schematics for Breakman, because if you know the story, Breakman is Blues, the prototype, the original for like Mega Man's type. Blues was basically supposed to be the same kind of idea, but he was a prototype, and he ran away somehow, and he never came back. And his introduction in the games was that like Wily found him and like fixed him, and he started helping Wily out of gratitude. That's the whole idea. So he has those schematics, but no access to the old code. But then, like, while he's like researching this, he actually finds Blues, a badly damaged Blues, and he repairs them. And that's what makes Blues help him and become Breakman. And with both Breakman and with Blues and all this stuff, he's able to make 8 more robots. The 7 Robot Masters it's like 7 of the 8 Robot Masters from Mega Man 3, not Gemini Man, and Base. And that's how that's set up. Okay? And Base was made special by using a special metal alloy that Wily had discovered about a decade before, but had kept secret about. But what he does is he makes use of Light's programming for his robots. That's what he uses. Like, he uses their programming, but to follow his will and to see if like what change that makes. But he also puts in an override code in the event that any of these machines rebel against him, or like in that programming they like try to go help Rock. This is supposed to like get into Needleman, because if you ever listen to the Mega song for Needleman, the concept of the song is that Needleman is not who he looks like. The idea is that like that awful angry face, that rage, the way he is not how he is internally, and he's being blocked and locked down by programming. Right? This is not him. So I decided to borrow that idea where there's a conflict between his programming and his personality, and so he's trying to break out, and he's trying to ask Rock to help him. And there would be a setup where like you save him, and it changes things later on. Right? Like in future games, he'll make appearances. You still get his weapon, of course, but whatever. That's different. Also, the way the story is set up is that only during the Cossack levels, the Cossack robot levels, will you see Base, and like there will be times where he actually helps Rock, and that's kind of the idea. Now I know that the way that this works is like with having like story scenes. So one of the story scenes that happens is once you beat the 7 non-Cossack known bots. So basically, like the Mega Man 3 Robot Masters minus Gemini Man. That's when you do the one-on-one fight with Breakman, where like it's a separate stage, and you have to do that immediately. And like we get the story regarding Rock and who he is, blah 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 blah. And at the end of the fight, Breakman's like, "Why aren't you killing me? You're so fine killing your own." And like if you save Needleman, he can like show up here and be like, "No, he saves them when he can. He saved me." That kind of idea. And, you know, like this is basically what you get is this nice thing where Rock is like, he can sense that Breakman is not there to harm humans, but doesn't understand his reasoning. So he's like, I don't need to kill this guy. And that's why he won't do it. So then, like, the story then continues. You go to Cossack's castle and you beat him, and then that's when Kalinka shows up, and she reveals that she was kidnapped, and Dr. Cossack was forced to do this by her kidnapper. And it turns out that it was Breakman who frees her. All right. After his encounter with Rock, he got to thinking, and he realized I could be doing this the wrong way. So he decides to go and free Kalinka from Dr. Wily. And then, you know, like, he like, yeah. And then right when like Blues is about to reveal like his whole story to Rock, Base shows up and shoots Blues in the back and calls him a traitor. And he taunts Rock with the fact that all of this was Wily's doing. And Base challenges him, and then Base challenges Rock to go to Wily's new fortress to face his death. Rock heads off. Cossack actually tries to repair Blues, or he starts working to repair Blues. And then you go through that tower, or the new castle, the fortress, and that's where you get the backstory for Wily's survival, blah blah blah, and these robots. And then this is my favorite part. So Wily, you know, loses, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." You know, typical Wily behavior. And at the same time, like, the encounters with Base were like, Base is kind of admitting that he's not even. Okay, hang on. Base doesn't really care. Like, he just wants to prove he's stronger than, he's better than Rock, right? That's his motivation already, because he was basically made as a clone, and everything about that infuriates him. So when you beat Rock, when Rock beats Wily begs for clemency, and then Rock pulls, like, the whole idea would be like Rock, like, he pulls out something, you're like, oh, because. And my idea for this was that, like, what a lot of people do when they look at the Mega Man 3 story and the Breakman story, they like to push this idea that, oh, the whole reason, like it looks like Rock is killing all these robots, killing his own kind to protect you, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, we're going to cut that down right away, because he's basically like, you want mercy. Where was mercy for the robots you used to fuel your wars, Wily? The robots that were now destroyed because of it. And then Wily's like, no, but you're the one who destroyed those robots. And Rock's just like, I only did that to protect humans. He didn't want to be forced into destroying his own kind. And that's kind of a big deal, because they're not saying he's a pacifist, but you're like say X is supposed to be Mega Man X is supposed to be pacifist. Rock was never supposed to be pacifist, but you are establishing this idea that he doesn't like it. He doesn't like killing his own, and he has that emotion to not like it. So we have more setting up of, like, these are thoughts he shouldn't have, really. And then Wily, like, thinking that Rock's going to shoot him. That, like, oh no, you can't. You're bound by the law of Rock. You can't harm another human. And Rock's just like, oh yeah, what about all the robots that what all about your robots that violated those laws? And then he does the whole "I'm more than a robot." But before he can do the shots or say like "Die, Wily," um, a piece of the ceiling comes crashing down and basically puts like a wall between them. And before Rock can like move to like get around to stop Wily, Base shows up and taunts him. And it's like, "You're a coward for not taking the shot when you had a chance." And then he leaves, and then Wily's also gone. And that'd be the second game. The third game then becomes mixing Mega Man. Actually, no, this was a fun one. So, the third. Okay, actually, no, sorry, I forgot one last thing. At the end of the game, Blues is fine, but he still won't go to Light's place. He does not trust Light. But what he does do is he gives Rock a communicator that can allow him to stay in contact if they need help. Smart deal. This then creates a thing where you can play as Proto Man in the next couple games. So the third game would then be... it's going to be really weird now. Mixing the Mega Man 5 Robot Masters minus Charge Man, because we used him previously, and we're going to put Skullman in there instead, and the Mega Man 7 Robot Masters. Now if you're thinking, but wait, what about Blizzard Man? And Centaur Man? And Flame Man? And Night Man? And Plant Man? And Tomahawk Man? And Wind Man? And Yamato Man? What about what happens to all of them? Oh, it's simple. Let me just go... They'll be in the next game. Because the third game is just a straight up versus Wily game. Even though the Mega Man 5 Robot Masters are being used, the Blues is the villain plotline is dropped entirely. Because instead, Blues is an ally who can be called in to fight, similar to how Zero was in X3. So he's, as long as you don't die with him, you can summon him like once per stage, and he can't do bosses or he can't do certain things. And what he would do, basically the way he would work is he would always have his shield out except when attacking, and he can't be hurt by anything, not even contact, that hits his shield first. So if an enemy runs into his shield, they get hurt instead. But he can't charge his shots. Like all this, like the different thing, whatever. So this is now Wily's legitimate second attempt to take over the world, and he deploys Base and the Darkman and 15 more robots. The 15 robots are the Mega Man 5 minus Charge Man Robot Masters and the Mega Man 7 Robot Masters. Then there's also Skullman. Now, in the game in Mega Man 3, there is a thing where at certain points and stages, in some stages, Breakman would show up to like fight you. Base does that here. Same kind of idea. There's also the Darkmen, who will take a page from X2 and appear in certain stages at a time. If these Darkmen are destroyed in these levels, Rock collects parts that he can't use. If all 3 parts are collected, Rock can give them the Blues to power him up and make him better. And in terms of these Robot Masters, nothing really changes. We're basically, he's still using Light's old code, but he's now modified it more to prevent a repeat of Needleman. But the real big change here is with Skullman. And my idea for this is a cross of the Mega Man, I believe it was the Gigamix comics. Because like the later idea I'm going to have too is also borrowed from that, because it's like, just make it all work together. Where Skullman has a more like Reaper element to it. But also, in the Megas song for Skullman, they talk about him like being able to see the dead. like dead robots. Um, and that would be a really cool thing. So he takes on a Reaper role where he communicates with dead robots from the previous couple games, and even uses some of their weapons. He also refers to Gemini Man as his brother-in-arms, and he's able to like use Gemini Man's like image, like clone thing, but as Gemini Man throughout the fight. And then of course, when you beat him, like he talks about the doom of the world. It says the stars will now come to this world due to like Rock has doomed the world because the stars will now come to Earth, since now Rock has killed 2 of their minions. The stars being a reference to the star droids, which I'll get into after. This is why I didn't really touch too much on Gemini Man in the previous game. There's also stuff with Needle Man if he's still alive. Actually, if he's dead, Skullman has some lines from Needle Man, and if he's alive, he shows up in the fight against Slash Man. He's able to like have actual hands, and his face is a little different. One of the main things going on in this is Light's now trying to understand his own robot more. Like he admits that he never understood why Rock offered to be modified, because he never put in that sense of justice and wanting to protect the world into Rock. That was never supposed to be a thing. And this is what like leads him to set up the development of X. Although he also does now worry that perhaps some of the other robots he made could also exhibit this behavior of Rock's, though in bad ways, given how Blues did so and fought with Wily to harm humans. He opts to recall 8 robots, the Mega Man 9 robots, in order to try and make modifications. This is very important. This will come up later. And after several more losses against Rock, Base is like, what the fuck? Why can't I beat you? What does Rock have that makes him better? And Rock's just like, because I don't fight for myself. My convictions are to protect the world. That's what gives me my strength. And so long as I'm fighting for others and not myself, it pushes me to be stronger. And of course, there'll be stuff about like Blues and Needleman if he's alive, agreeing with his idea, blah 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 blah. This is also trying to now set up like some stuff for Base's story in the next game. Because it's trying to set up like a couple of fun ideas for the X series. So nothing really happens after that. It's just that's it. But then when Wily, like at the end of that, when Rock beats Wily, there's a big explosion. Like he triggers an explosion to try and take out Rock before like escaping. But it ends up being Base who saves him, and he brings him back to Blue. Like Rock is like beaten up, right? He's unconscious. It's kind of like how Mega Man 8 went down with like Duo saving Rock and then handing him over the Blues. And at first it's like, oh, thanks for saving Rock. I don't know why you did that. And Base is just like, nobody, not even Wily, is allowed to kill Rock. Only Base is. Meanwhile, with this now being his third failure of trying to take over the world, he decides it's time to begin work on his ultimate robot, the Zero Project. So as you can already see, we do 3 games that covers 6 of the original games, and we get to introduce the concepts of X and Zero. And now this is my favorite one. 4th game. This is the same premise as as Mega Man 6. It is a fighting tournament hosted by Mr. X. So you have the Mega Man 6 robots all in there, but now you also have actually, no, sorry, I gotta go back, because I never talked about Gemini Man and now Skullman. So the setup for them is that they are already robots with free will. And they have used that free will to join basically to take over planets and destroy them. And they work for the Star Droids, which are also robots that are like that. And the Star Droids would also be related with the whole evil energy thing for Duo, because Duo does show up as well. In fact, everything. I try to include as much as I can from Mega Man, all the Game Boy game stuff. So I tried to include that in. Anyway, so what you have is the 6 Mega Man robots, and then you have 4 from Mega Man 8, and 4 from Mega Man 10. Now you'll be thinking, wait, 10? Why 10? What about 9? We referenced them earlier, remember? They're coming up, don't you worry. But the reason we're doing half and half is actually because at this point now it gets harder to do weapons for them all. So if you whatever, so that's how it goes. So it ends up being Clown Man, Grenade Man, Astro Man, and Aquaman from 8, and then Blade Man, Sheep Man, Strike Man, and Nitro Man from 10. I tried to make it who would fit as in a robot fighting tournament. And what happens in the tournament is not that, oh, Mr. X does the big bad thing. No. It is actually the Rock Killers show up. Anchor, Punk, Ballad, and Quint. They take control, basically, they take control of the robots there at the tournament, all of them. And they issue a challenge to Rock. Either he has to stop them or, that's it. And so Rock's about to go, and then Bass shows up at his place. It's what? Rock thinks he's there to fight. He's actually not. It actually turns out that Bass has left Wily entirely. And while he was trying to figure out what to do, he saw a comet crash into an island that Wily controls. However, when he went to investigate, he was driven off by the Rock Killers. When he saw them during the tournament issue, because there's a small change from when they issue a challenge before Rock heads out. But when they issued it, Bass somehow knew Wily was involved because of how this all worked out. So he's there because he wants to learn more about Rock, about what Rock told him last time, when it came to this idea of fighting to protect others, and if that actually does make you stronger. Yep, that's what happens. And so what happens is that you now get both Bass and Blues, or Bass and Rock as you're playing. And the way it works is, for their intro stage, Bass goes back to the island while Rock rushes to the tournament grounds. Rock fights Anchor at the tournament grounds, while Bass ends up actually finding Duo. And he brings Duo to Dr. Light with Blues' help. Because what we're kind of doing here is we're mixing together the tournament with Duo and the evil energy from 8. That's what we're doing here. And now the way the game works is that the first stage you'll do as Rock. The second stage you'll do as Bass, and it goes back and forth so you do them all. And you get the weapons on all of them. But there are, and Blues still does his support thing, although it's a little more messed up. I won't get into that. That's a gameplay thing. And with the exception, and similar to how after a certain number of bosses were beaten, there was a certain boss were beaten. There was a story thing in the previous game, in the second game when it came to Breakman. That comes back. So what happens is every 4 robots, a special stage occurs. So you kill 4 robot masters, and then you do a special stage. You kill another 4, you do another special stage. You kill another 4, do another special stage. You kill another 4, do another special stage. Actually, no, you do another 4 and then they're all dead. Actually, no, sorry. It is 4. It is just 4. The first, third, and fourth of these are fighting against the Rock Killers minus Anchor, because you actually fight Anchor in the first stage. But the second one is always chasing Duo, because that's. Anyway, Mr. X is a prisoner of the Rock Killers. And they head out to fight. What happens is there's two. They go through the Rock Killers. They fight them. They beat them. Oh, why did I do it like this though? I have to check that. But basically, the dark energy becomes a part of it. Blah blah blah. But what's really fun about them is they know that this this energy is from beyond the world, and Rock brings up Skullman, and oh, you must be related. And Anchor's like, no, not really. Actually, we are just imbued with the same energy that the stars Skullman spoke of made and use, but they are not the stars themselves. Anchor reveals they were created by Mr. X, who reveals himself as Wily. The remains of the other Rock Killers are then brought in, where they and Anchor all feed into blah 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 final fight. And then you get the story oh, Duo's been trying to stop the Star Droids, blah 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 blah, because that's a good use for it. And then the last game is now bringing everything to a head. This includes the Mega Man 9 robots, as well as any remaining robots from 8 and 10. The Star Droids and 8 of their robots, which are the quote-unquote remaining 8 from 8 and 10, come. But they also are able to release a pulse of energy that causes any robots capable of free will who are capable of free will, but they have it blocked in some way from revolting. Now remember, I said that the whole earlier on, the idea of the Mega Man 9 robots was he's bringing them in to limit them, to restrict that free will. So this pulse that they do allows any robots who have that programming to basically be no, we break that, and now you're under our control. Some nonsense like that. Whatever. But now you got. But now another thing about this game is that Base is not around, and instead you have Duo. And it's now you play as Rock and Blues with Duo as the assist. Now, another fun thing that's being planned is that in many of the stages, you will see older Robot Masters. The ones I had planned were Toadman, Dustman, Drillman, Nightman, Tomahawkman, Windman, Flameman, Astroman, Grenade Man, Sheepman, and Nitro Man, who all appear in different stages to help Rock or Blues. And Needle Man will be part of that if he's there. And because now Blues is now the main character instead of the support, any certain weakness he had, he doesn't have anymore. It's basically them fighting that. And they fight those, and then they eventually fight the Star Droids and blah blah blah. But then the twist ending comes with 0. So one of the things in the Mega Man franchise is the so-called Cataclysm that nobody knows about. Super mysterious. What the hell is this? Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows what happens between Mega Man, the original series, and the X series, and we really want to know, but nobody's going to know. So this is like sets up that Cataclysm for being an actual thing. Anyway, we have actually gone now 27 minutes over than what I needed to, so I can now shut the fuck up. Oh yeah, I can shut on up. Going to change the song. I'm going to back cuts, man. And now we will land this stream. Have a great day. Take care of yourself.